I'm going to share to you guys my step-by-step guide on how to become a voiceover talent. Quick disclaimer, I'm not in any way an expert consultant, but what I'm going to share to you today is based on my own experience, and hopefully we can learn from each other. So if you're also an aspiring voiceover talent, consider subscribing. By the way, shout out to you, Sassy Girl, for inspiring today's video. I actually had absolute zero experience when it comes to acting, public speaking, or even just plain performing, really. But one of the things that I really like is talking to myself. Yeah. Following these basic steps as an absolute beginner definitely helped me gain more experience, more confidence, and eventually getting paid by talking to myself. The first thing to always do when starting something new is to research about that particular topic. So the first thing that I did was literally go to Google, typed in what is voiceover in the search bar, and then read all the links and blogs on the first page. I also went to YouTube, then typed in what is voiceover in the search bar and watched all the video from the first page. I also went to Facebook and Reddit to join groups that are specifically about voiceover talents. And the one group that I suggest you join is the r/voice acting subreddit. But actually, for many of the Facebook groups that I have joined in, I ended up leaving most of them because some of them are just really toxic and spammy, so just be careful with the advices you take from these Facebook groups. Now that you've done your research, at this point you'll know that you'll need 5 very important things: a quality microphone to record your voice, a preamplifier, your computer, of course, an audio editing software, and your recording space. Now, you're going to need every one of these things to record good audio. But if you're just trying to dip your toes into voiceover, maybe you're interested in voiceover but you don't want to spend that much of an investment, you'll still need these things, but instead, use a USB microphone. USB microphones don't need preamps, so you can directly connect it to your computer. Also, USB microphones are generally cheaper than XLR microphones. And usually, the lower the price of the USB microphone, the more it's not fit for quality voiceovers. Before you ask, can you use phone recordings or headset microphones? No. You just can't. If you watched my older videos, you could see that I am using a Samsung C01U Pro, which is a USB microphone when I was starting out. This is around 4,000 to 5,000 pesos right now, I believe. I was still a fresh sophomore and a part-time student at that time, so my budget was very limited. So if you were like me, just a guy or girl with very limited savings, and you just want to try doing voiceovers, I'd recommend the Samsung C01U Pro. But if you have the budget, go ahead and get an XLR microphone and a preamplifier for it. Now that you have a microphone, you need a software to edit your voiceovers. This is where the free software Audacity comes in. Just go to Google, type in Audacity on that search bar, and then click on the first link and then download. Boom! It's free! Now, there's definitely a steep learning curve when it comes to audio editing, but there are actually a lot of tutorials out there in YouTube that can definitely help you out. At least, luckily, as voiceover talents, we don't actually need that much of a complex knowledge when it comes to audio editing. So you have a microphone and an audio editing software. Now you need a recording space. Basically, you need a quiet space where you can record. And it doesn't have to be soundproof, guys. You just need a space where the noise and the reverb is not overwhelmingly loud. And really, the best place to start is in your closet. It may not look professional, it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, look at me, I'm recording in a room padded with mattresses. By the way, guys, if this video is helpful to you so far, make sure to let me know by hitting like on this video. It will really help me make better videos for you guys. Now, you have to practice voiceovers. Practicing is pretty much self-explanatory, but one of the few ways you can practice doing voiceovers is by taking a paragraph from a book and reading it out loud. You could also imitate voiceovers. These are called voice impressions. Yeah, maybe other VAs might be cringing at what I'm saying right now. Well, yeah, voice impressions can actually help you with your vocal performance. This is also the reason why I'm making voice impressions, because I don't have much experience when it comes to voice acting. So I want to practice voice acting by doing voice impressions and just have fun with it. But of course, this is about voiceover, not imitating voices. And this is about you. Sure, it's nice to imitate voices, but you don't get paid to do that. Don't just stop at doing voice impressions. Improvise using the voice impressions that you can do and try performing something out of it. No matter the case, no other voiceover talent can be the exact same copy of another voice talent. No one else can be you. Listen to famous commercials, documentaries, animations. Try copying their performance and eventually you'll develop your own style. Now that you have some experience performing on your own, then it's time to build a voiceover demo. The voiceover demo is very important because basically sets the foundation of your business. The voiceover demo is like a resume, a menu that shows what you're able to serve. It's like an actual product that you put on the shelf for all customers to see. What I actually did with my demos was, first, I wrote my own. For my second demos, I put commercial impressions in there. Some of you guys might remember that. But then as I gained more traction and more experience, now my voiceover demos are composed of my actual work samples, and I update my demos all the time. So Jonas, where do I market my demos? Well, you can always start with two of the most well-known platforms. Dun-dun-dun-dun! Fiverr and Upwork. It's not even a surprise at this point. If you're more into voice acting, I recommend a site called Casting Call Club. Links in the description below. So how long will it take you to get your first gig? Well, it really depends. In my experience, it took me 6 months to get my very first voiceover gig. Some people get it a lot quicker. Some people will spend more months to sometimes years before they get their first gig, but it really depends on a lot of factors. But that's for another video. So you've done your research, you have your equipment, you've practiced your performance, you have set up your profiles. Now what? Just go repeat everything you did. Let me explain. Research again about voiceover because there's just so much out there to be learned. As we progress in our career, there will come a point where we're going to realize that we need some upgrades in our equipment, and we need to continuously hone our skills by going through coaching, new voiceover classes. We always need to update our demos. We need to market ourselves every single day. These are the real steps that I took in order to start doing voiceovers, get professional experience, more confidence, earn money, and get registered as a freelance business. Hope you guys found this helpful, and good luck!